Hello guys, today I'm gonna demo how to develop an plugins for ngSender. From the start, I designed ngSender to be extensible so anyone can actually add some functionality using a plugin. You can extend the functionality. The main goal of this demo is I'm gonna show you that even if you don't do coding, you can actually develop the plugin by yourself. And the only requirements for you is to use an AI agent such as Claude, which is a highly suggest. There's also a codex for ChatGPT and Gemini for Google. I think Google has a free version, but it's very limited. So I highly suggest to get a Claude Pro, which is $20 a month, and you can cancel once you're done development. So and like on plugin, you can probably finish it within a day. You can use the remaining days for something else. Okay, before we begin, you need to install first the latest version. As of now, the current version is 3.38. And then we'll see there's no plugin install. So let me actually clear this too. Okay. Then there's a go back to the Claude. There's instruction how to install the CLI. Uh, I think the instruction is already tailored to what operating system you are using. In my case, I'm using Mac OS. I think if you're doing a Windows, I think there might be a different instructions. Like I think this is also both applicable for Linux and Mac OS. So I'm not gonna do this because I already installed my Claude. So I'm just gonna open a terminal. Then I'm gonna create a new directory, like plugin sample. Then I'm gonna go to that plugin. On this folder, I'm gonna execute Claude. So again, I assume you already installed the Claude. Once I run this, it will show welcome back Francis. It already knows me because I already log in. Before we start, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to ngSender, so GitHub, and under the wiki, it's actually there's a documentation how to develop plugins. So if you're a developer, this is very useful. But for this demo, I assume you're not a developer. Maybe a little bit technically inclined, but not a actual developer. So you can browse this, but we're not gonna read this. We're just gonna simply copy this URL. And we're gonna go to the Claude and we can ask Claude before we begin, please read this documentation. And I'll paste the URL. And then we're gonna wait for a couple of seconds, depending how fast it is. Okay, then it's ask permission to download the file, the link, so I can read it. So I'm gonna give it a permission. And number two, and don't ask me again for this session. Take a while. Okay, now it's done reading the documentation. Probably took like maybe 30 seconds to read it. Faster than us, definitely. And we don't need to read those thousands of words documentation. We can read the we can read the summary. It's summarizing for us how the concept of the plugin, and this is where we're gonna start the fun part. So on this demo, I'm just gonna show you to create a simple pause processor. Uh, let's say every time I load something on the ngSender, a G-code program, I want to insert some header, maybe just a summary, and then also maybe scan the G-code. If I want to add some delay every time we see a spindle command, and let's say add the dwelling of 6 seconds, so to give a chance for the spindle to spin up before moving to another command. So like we're plunging. Although this can be done on your cam, but I'm just gonna this is just a demo, just a simple post processor that we can perform creating a plugin. And maybe in the future you can be creative or have some good idea how to develop some extra plugins. For example, one of the user approached me. Um, he wants to do a tools compensation for a wear out for a tool. Some of the controller support that. I think G41. Some of I think the gearball hull doesn't support it. So the next step is we can actually perform that on the sender itself. Then you can definitely create a plugin to processing your G code and add a compensation tool wear out for all the movement. But that's a little bit complicated for this demo. So let's stick with the simple demo is. So again, now I'm gonna ask Claude, create me a plugin that insert header information regarding the G code program loaded. Then also, I want to insert a delay or dwelling of 6 seconds every time we see a spindle spinning command, which is M3, M4, and M5. That's it. We're gonna click enter. Let's see how it's gonna do. So first is we give instruction to read the documentation how to create the plugin. So it already has an idea how to write this plugin. Now it asks us permission to create the file manifest.json, which is one of the requirements to create the plugin. You can alter it, like maybe you can ask put your name as on your author or a description. For now, I'm not gonna touch it. It's gonna accept whatever it's suggested, but you can definitely tell it to modify once it's done. Maybe I can do it once it's done. Let's just wait for it to finish. It's like 52 seconds come. Okay. Okay. It'll give you a summary of what it did. Plugin structure, create an index, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to, you can read it if you want to just be interested in what it did. And if we go back, maybe we can ask can you put me as the author, Francis creation? There we go. It's even modified for you. And then also, according to the instruction, yeah, before I should actually follow the instruction installation. So, to install the ngSender, zip the plugin directory containing both files. And then go to the settings, plugin, install the plugin, or upload the zip. Then select your zip file. So we don't have the zip file yet. If I do ls, oh sorry, let's create another terminal. By list of files, there are only 2 files in here. There's no zip file. So I can even ask the Claude, hey, can you zip it for me? I don't even need to zip it myself. I can just ask and then it will ask permission again because it's going to execute some system command. And there you go. It's done. It only took like maybe 5 seconds to do it. Okay, now if we do ls, it's not here. It's actually says the code the zip file is outside our working folder. It didn't want to put that zip file inside our working folder. It's one step outside the working folder, which is fine. So we're gonna go to ngSender. Go to the settings as instructed. Go to plugins, install plugin. Oh yeah, before we do that, before I install it, let me actually load the program. So we have a comparison what it looks like when we don't have the plugin. So line one, this is the instructions. This is the actual content of our code. And if we go to the line 20, there's an S1000 M3 command. Let's actually now install the plugin, zip, and then let's choose a file. Here's the spindle. Oh, there's a zip plugin. Install it. Okay, see, there's an error. So what we can do is we can let me just do this thing. I'm gonna just do a screenshot. So this is actually a good example. If something goes wrong, it doesn't work, we can do a screenshot of the problem and go back to my ngSender. Um, and then I said, I'm having installation error. My clipboard doesn't work somehow. Okay, and then if the because I'm using a remote control, that's why my clipboard doesn't work. Having installation problem, and then we can just maybe tell it was the. It says invalid manifest, missing required fields, ID, name, version, entry. It's says invalid manifest. It requires what does it require? ID, name, version, entry. ID, name, version, entry. Then let's just give it okay. It looks like it fixed it and it wants to update the zip file. So let's just give it a permission to update the zip file. Okay. Then it says try installing again. Let's do it again. So choose file, install. Wonder why it's still not working. It's 1141. So it's it's invalid manifest. Still getting the same error. Okay. I'm still getting the same error. Invalid manifest. Valid manifest. Oh, okay. It says we don't have an entry. So let's go. Give it permission again. And then it's let choose the file again. So it's 1143. So depth was updated. Okay, now it says ctx on is not a function. Now it says ctx on is not a function. Now it looks like it's taking a while to think. What it's a I see the issue. Looking back on documentation, the event handler should be registered directly on the CTX, not using CTX. See, it has the context of the documentation. It knows. So let's give it access again to update the zip file. Now let's go back to choose file, install. There you go. Successful installed. So let's see if it is working. Let's clear this. Open a file again, load, and it didn't work. Okay, now we can describe it. It's installing successfully, but it doesn't work. The G-code program I loaded still on its original form. No alteration happened. It's actually a good demo. Like something goes wrong, you basically just interact with code and let it look for the issue and fix it. But sometimes this it can't do it. That's where the experienced developer jumps in. But we'll see it can fix it. And then let's actually see what it says. Oh, let me check. There's an issue in the event handler structure. Okay. Looking at documentation again, I need to verify the exact event handler registration. Let me check. Okay. No, it didn't explain what it did. What we can do is say we need for upgrading, we need to probably uninstall it and install again. Done. Let's clear this again. If it doesn't work, we need to try restarting. Sometimes the plugin doesn't work until we restart it. Okay, I restarted it. Let's clear it. Nope, it still doesn't work. I can still, a G54, it still doesn't work. If this doesn't work, I can probably give it a hint, but I'm still trying to show making this as a non-developer and just talking to the cloud. Okay, it thinks it knows the issue, says, oh, I see the issue now. The handler needs to be registered using CTX registered event handler method, not assigned directly. Let me fix this. Okay, let's try this again. So uninstall it, install the plugin. Oh, I haven't updated the zip file. Oh, because I haven't given approval to update it. Good thing I checked the timestamp. So it should be 11:48. So now it's updated. Install. Again, if this doesn't work, we're gonna restart the ngSender. There you go. It looks it's working. There's a header was injected, Falcon, the file name, process, G-code. Oh, it's actually added some description. What's this for? And then let's look online. So the line already shifts because of the header that we add. And now every time we add, oh, with that, I think the dwelling is not inserted. Okay, now we can ask that why it's not working. The header injection is working now, but the other feature I asked about the dwelling every time we detected on spindle command such as M3, M4, and M5. Okay, no, it needs to be on the pause processing. Trying to insert in a different way. It thinks like it wants to do the insertion during the runtime. I don't want that. I want during the loading of the G code. Okay, it says, I understand you want the dwell command inserted in the G-code file itself during the post-processing stage, which is what I want, not during the execution. The plugin, it's another way to do that is line by line. You can also create a plugin that actually just inject real time or alter the G-code command real time instead of doing a post processing. But in this demo, I want to do it on post processing. Okay, let's go again. Delete this, uninstall, sorry, go to the zip file. Oh, it's not yet. I need to say yes. There you go, it's 11:51. Done, close, clear. Let's open this again. Okay, header still there. Nope. The the S3, okay, maybe it doesn't consider the speed. Maybe let's give it a tip. Okay, it's still not working. For example, this G-code command should have dwelling after. I'm not even gonna tell the dwelling is a G4. I'll let it figure it out. Oh, I said. Also, I want 6 seconds delay, which is I think good enough for waiting for spindle to spin down, spin up. Okay, I see the issue. The spindle command S1 10,000 has the M3 at the end of the line, not the beginning. Let me fix that. Okay, okay, but I'm gonna ask first before I'm gonna ask. Okay, compile it, but I'm gonna ask another confirmation. Uh, some other G code can have M3 S100 or M3 S space S1000 10,000. Let's see, be consistent. Let's maybe 1,000 or S 1000 M3 or some I think on some processor they insert line number 0 1 S1000 M3. So make sure you consider that. And let me escape. Also make sure you handle M4, which is the reverse, and M5, which should be the stop. Okay, let's give it permission. Okay, summary, it says perfect. Now the plugin handles all this variation for M3, M4, M5 with also different format, additional improvement. Okay, blah 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 blah. You can read that. Maybe there's something new. Okay, let's uninstall it. Install the updated one. Done. And then let's clear this again. Try loading. Hopefully, there you are. G4 P6. You even know what's the dwelling command. So let's actually look for, I think there's an M5. Okay, here's another command. There's a G4 P6. And then there's an M5, which is G4 P6. We did it. That's it. Now you build the plugin without coding.